and welcome to Third Eye Thursdays with Enfys Tarot. Today is Thursday, February 27th, 2025. And just for the record, just think I should mention it today that even though these tarot readings are, I always give the date of those for when I'm reading them. I do that for a few reasons, but the reason is not because the reading only applies to that particular day. This reading is going to come to the viewer when the viewer needs to see it. That goes for all of my readings. Sometimes it's important to have the date in there just so that people who are regular viewers can see what's the newest video and they can refer back to something that they want to take another look at. It's also really good because sometimes if you see one of these videos on a later date, you can look back and say, wow, that was the same day that this or that happened, or this person called me, or I got a new job, or, massive changes that happen. You can go back and take a look at the date of the reading to help guide you, because this whole thing is about guidance. It's about listening to your intuition, receiving messages from spirit guides and ancestors. Hi, Nightfall Vibes. How are you? You are here today for Third Eye Thursday. Hey, Motivational Vibes. I'm going to do the Third Eye Thursday reading now, and then I will go ahead and answer some questions for people coming in. So if you have a question, go ahead and pop it in the chat box. And when I complete the Third Eye Thursday reading, I'll go back up in the chats and look to see who's, coming in first with their question. So the Third Eye Thursday reading is when I don't ask any questions. I just ask for Spirit to deliver us the message that they want us to hear today. So I don't have an agenda. And I like to do that at least once a week, just to kind of touch base and see if there's something that we're not thinking about, something that's just not on our radar. So, okay, let me go ahead and shuffle these up. Spirit guides, ancestors, universe, source, guardian angels. Anyone else? Mycelia. Who would like to send us a message today? And what do we need to know? What do we need to hear today from you? This will be a community message. If we could have your message to the community, that would be wonderful and greatly appreciated. So what is it that you want us to know today? I can feel like all of a sudden someone out there is saying, oh, you want the message for the whole community today? Like they're about to bring it, Let's see what's coming in. What is coming in? And as always, I shuffle until Spirit tells me to stop shuffling. I know that there are some tarot readers out there who have a method of how they shuffle, and they'll shuffle a certain number of times, and that works really well for them because that's how they have learned to receive messages from Spirit. I have learned to just continue shuffling until I'm told to stop, and that's what seems to work well for me. So anytime you guys are sitting there and you're like, oh my God, please pull the cards already, I can't rush it. I can't rush it. I gotta pull it when I'm told to pull it. Here. Okay. All right. So coming out with the Four of Wands. And here's what's really important about this card. When I see the Four of Wands, I know that it can mean a few different things. Sometimes it can mean a relationship that you have been depending on as part of your life, as part of your foundation. Could be coming to an end, coming to a close. Could be a couple of people moving in different directions. So that's the first thing. The second thing this card can mean is you're feeling a little bit disappointed. Things didn't quite turn out as well as you had hoped. Whatever you had in mind isn't exactly what happened, and you're feeling like it's not really time to celebrate, sometimes this card can mean that you're just not on stable footing. Like you have to do a couple more things to set a solid foundation before moving on. And what I also receive from this card when it comes through is that we're about to get some breadcrumbs. This Four of Wands, if you see it in reverse, you see those four wands, right? That's an 1111. That's an angel number. And this card always reminds me to keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for angel numbers, for spirit animals. Pay attention. Listen to the songs that come on the radio right when you're thinking about something. If you start hearing, let me see, like tinnitus kind of symptoms, if you get like a ringing in your ears, or all of a sudden the pressure in your ears shifts for no reason, think about, like, try to refer back to what you were thinking about right in that moment, okay? Pay attention to the signs when this card comes out. That's really important. And I think that on a day like Third Eye Thursday, when the Four of Wands comes in reverse, that's what we're being told. The Sun coming in reverse, let's see where we're going with this. Sometimes that can be associated with drained energy or blocked energy, or having to wait for something good to happen. Sometimes it can be pregnancy. Sometimes it can be people who are trying to get pregnant and they're having some trouble. That can come in with the Sun card. And sometimes it can mean that, like, you're just not energized. You're kind of in the doldrums, okay? But then we have the Queen of Swords coming out. And she's all about clear thinking and communication, okay? Being very direct. Eight of Swords coming in, that's about false self-imprisonment. Then the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So what is the message today, Spirit? When we put all of these together, what are we being told? We're being told that we are choosing to look at things in a negative light. We're choosing to be bound by false negative beliefs. We're choosing to see things from a pessimistic standpoint, and it is definitely a time to get some clarity. If you've been feeling like hopeless or sad or depressed or low energy, kind of just melancholy or disappointed about things, see if you can shift that emotional state by way of acknowledging it and then assessing things in a very black and white manner, a very clear, direct, pragmatic way. That's what this Queen of Swords is all about. Really looking with a laser-like focus at what is actually going on, okay? Sometimes when things are confusing, when things aren't clear, when things are scary, it's because it's so confusing. It's because we don't have all the information. We don't know exactly what we're working with, and so we start thinking about all the worst case scenarios because we're scared. Sometimes that fear really stops us from doing what's needed. And that's what's coming in today. We need to have a solid foundation as a community. This is a community reading. We need a solid foundation as a community so that we can move forward and advance into the Wheel of Fortune in the upright position. And that can't happen if we're constantly in negativity mode, if we're Debbie Downer of society. You know, we really need to step up our game and separate feelings from what actually is. Compartmentalize a little bit. And I'm not saying suppress any emotions. I'm saying separate them from the facts and honor both of those things individually, not always combining them together. Sometimes what we do is, like, we start to feel a certain way, and it's not a great way to feel. And then we start adding reasons for why we feel that way. And we make it bigger and bigger and bigger until we feel like we have no control over it. And I'm getting the sense of that in this reading. What else is coming through? Death in reverse. 6 of, yeah, well, this is interesting. This needs to come to definitely a completion, okay? We are really being asked to start making that switch, to start the ascension process, to start, just seeing things and not panicking, finding the joy in stuff. There's joy to be had, and that's what's coming in here with the 6 of Cups. There's time for play, there's time for fun, there's time for connection, there's time for generosity and caring for other people and being empathetic and compassionate. All of that is in here, okay? And there's also a sense of forgiveness in this card. So we're being asked to start shifting this here, and we're having a hard time doing that. That has to come to an end, and death is in reverse today. So we're really fighting against it. And I think that there are a lot of people right now holding on to their fears and their worries. And they're saying, if I'm not worried about this, if I'm not scared about this, then I'm not going to stop what's coming, And that's a bit of an irony there. That's what's getting in the way of success. Is leaning on the fear and using that as a driving force, because the fear is what clouds our judgment and clouds our thoughts and prevents us from being able to think of solutions and ideas. So it's time to let go of some of that a little bit. Start having some hope again, okay? Yeah, look at this. It really is time to let some of this stuff go. It really, really is. When the Ten of Swords comes here in reverse, it's like, yes, okay, you're holding on to the pain and it's time to release some of that. And that's what's needed in order to move forward. It's time to shift the direction, okay? We keep on feeding the fear, keep on planting more and more seeds of fear and then nurturing the fear and the pain and the suffering. And it's time to nurture something else now, all right? Is there anything else coming in? Yeah, well, the Devil in reverse, breaking the chains of attachment. Certainly we become attached to fear. And we're at a crossroads. 2 of Swords. This is our chance to make a choice. We're being reminded that we get to choose. So we can choose fear or we can choose love. Those are our choices. Those are our options. And whatever we choose, that's what's going to grow. So here's our message for the community today. Thank you for that reading. I think we all can be reminded of this just about every day. Anything else coming in? Hierophant, this will have major implications on the entire structure, okay? Making this shift creates something as big as we feel what is already is. It's a new establishment, okay? So let's consider an establishment of love and joy and compassion today, all right? And, every day. All right, thank you very much for that reading. I'm going to shuffle these back in. And then I'll take a look at the chat box, see who has some questions. All right. Wow. Okay. I got some catching up to do here. Okay. So we got nightfall vibes, motivational vibes. Great. All right. Nightfall vibes. What is coming in for love? What is coming in for love for nightfall vibes? And I think I'm supposed to be reading the Aquarian Tarot for this one. When I'm asked to pull the deck, that's the deck I pull. Okay, what love is coming in for nightfall vibes? What's coming in for love? Nightfall vibes. What is coming in for love? Here we go. Queen of Rods in reverse. That's the Queen of Wands in the classic Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Nine of Swords upright. Four of Rods. Okay. This could mean a couple of things, Nightfall vibes. So your Queen of Rods in reverse can mean a few things. It can mean that you're kind of off your game right now. Maybe you took a blow and you lost your footing a little bit. Like maybe this is based on a past breakup that kind of shook you a little bit and changed your way of feeling toward yourself. It changed your view of yourself. And now it's making things difficult in future relationships or in other relationships. It definitely has caused you some worry. It's caused you some worry about are you in a relationship right now? That's the question here, because here's worry caused by some kind of event that kind of threw you for a loop. And this Four of Rods here, that's just like the Four of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith. And in the Rider-Waite-Smith, you see some people under this sort of arbor of flowers, and it represents a celebration, sometimes a marriage or a union. So are you in a relationship and you're worried about this thing that happened having an effect on it, or did something have an effect on you and it's causing you to worry about your future relationships? Let me scroll down and see if you're in here. Are you able to answer that question for me? Well, then you have the Seven of Rods in the upright position. Okay, so I guess it really doesn't matter at what point this was occurring for your reading, because essentially what we're being told is you are about to have victory in romantic relationships, in love relationships. The Seven of Rods is always overcoming challenges. So if you've had challenges in your existing relationship or in past relationships that are affecting your future, you can let that worry go. That does not have to have a negative impact on your current or future relationships, okay? You have the chance to have some victory here. Anything else coming in? Star card in reverse. Empress in reverse, Two of Swords in reverse, Seven of Cups upright. Okay, so something to take note of for you, Nightfall vibes, is that right now, although you may be focusing on love coming in from external sources, it's more important for you right now to focus on self-love and self-care, okay? The love from external sources is going to come to you and you're going to have victory there, but right now you're a little distracted and you're like looking for that at a time when you really need to be looking inward and taking care of yourself, okay? So that is what you need to know today about love. The love is coming in, but it has to start here. It has to start with you and self-love and self-care. And just don't worry about what's coming in, because it is coming. Everything is going to be okay in the love arena for you. All right, you will be victorious and it's going to be a good thing. But right now, don't let that consume you or distract you, because right now it's time for self-love. All right, thank you for that question. I realize you might not be in here, but I hope you come back and listen to your answer later. All right, motivational vibes. Will I overall like and do good in the family community science degree? Thank you. Okay. Will I overall like and do good in the family community science degree? Well, motivational vibes like in the family community science degree. Ten of Rods in reverse, King of Cups upright. Yeah, you will like it and do well. The Ten of Rods in reverse represents someone who is letting go of a burden and they're not in a position where the work is very hard for them. So you're going to do well without having to work as hard as you would have to work in some other, in other courses and other degrees or majors. So I think that this is going to come fairly easily for you. And the King of Cups is suggesting that it is going to be really fulfilling. You're going to be motivated. You're going to be moved to do this. And you're going to be really good at it. It looks like in order to take this on, you might have to let go of some other stuff. Maybe in terms of like if you're weighing pros and cons of a situation and you're trying to choose what's going to be better for you, sometimes it's hard to let go of the alternatives, of the other choices. And I think that there will be some disappointment that you experience in terms of letting go of whatever else you have to let go of. But that doesn't mean it isn't worth it. This is going to be worth it. It's going to give you an opportunity to work with people you enjoy working with, and you're going to be an influential part of a team, and you're going to be one of the people who works with others to find solutions, to have some creativity in the world, to create some beautiful things. This is going to be a really good thing for you. Three of Rods says you should probably take the first step toward getting this degree. Okay? Yeah, Two of Swords says that coming in says this is a crossroads for you. Six of Rods coming in suggests that, let's see, Six of Rods, Six of Cups in reverse. It's time to start talking to people. It's time to start moving toward this direction. This is going to be good for you. Get some clarity on it, and don't forget to have some fun. Okay? Don't take things too seriously. Don't be too naive or immature, but don't take things too seriously either. Keep yourself in a very moderate way when you're moving forward with this, but definitely do it. It's sounding really good. And then you got the Queen of Cups. You got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here. So there's a great deal of emotional fulfillment and you're going to get a lot out of this. So yeah, yes, it will be good. And you will do well. Thank you for that question. And thank you for that answer. Good morning, Divine Timing. How are you doing? I am doing well. My throat's a little bit dry, but that's because of, all the talking. All the talking. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Mila, hello. How are you? Yes. Okay, Mila, I still, let's see, Divine Timing, I don't see a question from you before Mila's question, so I'm going to read for Mila. So sorry, guys. Okay, can I ask today for a friend of mine? His name is Andrea, and he is going to go to court for divorce in coming weeks. He is asking, how is this going to go for him? Thanks very much. Yeah, I can ask for Andrea. How is this divorce court going to go for him? Is it going to go well? Do I have permission? I feel like I do. I feel like this is something that Andrea is okay with asking. Sometimes when I do the third party questions, there's a block, but I'm not feeling a block right now. I'm feeling like we're going to get some answers here. How's court going to go for Andrea? Ace of Pentacles in reverse could be a delayed, yeah, and then death in reverse. So there's going to be some delay. It's not going to happen quickly. This is probably going to be drawn out a little bit. There will not be an immediate resolution. Okay, there's going to be some hashing out to do. It's not going to be easy. It seems like it's going to be a painful process. Yeah, and then, geez, and then we got the Five of Swords here. Like, I'm not getting the idea that we're going to have a lot of happy people walking out of this. This is a really one of those situations where it takes longer than you want it to. It's very painful. Nobody really wins in this. Everybody walks away kind of defeated. And it ultimately results in the separation of a union. This is the Four of Wands coming in reverse. And I don't know that he necessarily wanted this to happen. This is gonna shoot. I mean, this is gonna add stress to his life and put him in a really precarious situation. This divorce. It looks like it's gonna be kind of an ugly divorce. And I don't know if that's fueled by, it's funny that this card just came out. I think that the ugliness of this court proceeding over the divorce is going to be fueled by the attorneys more than the two people, Andrea and his spouse, his ex. It's like if they could work some things out between the two of them, they'd be better off than listening to the attorneys. It sounds like, it feels very much like the attorneys are making things harder than they have to be. It's going to cost more money. It's going to cost more time, more energy, frustration. If it's possible, and I don't know the situation, okay, but if it's at all possible, it may be good for Andrea to reach out to his ex and see if they can work anything out between the two of them, rather than leaving everything up to the attorneys. See if they can find a level playing field, find a way to see eye to eye, okay? Because I think there's a lot of, yeah, that's going to make things go much more smoothly. Okay, if Andrea can talk to their ex and work anything out, that's the way to go about it. That's going to make things move much more smoothly. And it's going to be important for both of them to watch out for any trash talk from the attorneys. Sometimes attorneys can be kind of greedy, and they get their clients riled up and say things like, oh, you should be getting 75% of the assets in the divorce, and they do this so that people allow them to try and get more money. And it's not always a good thing. So that's something to keep in mind with this, okay? I think that there are some things that should be spoken directly with, and I don't even know if that's okay. I've never been through that, and I've never asked that question before. Like, is it okay? Are you allowed to contact your ex when you're both represented by an attorney? I'm not sure that that's even okay, but something else is needed in order for this to go more smoothly, because the way it's looking right now is like, it's a shit show. It is going to be a shit show. Yeah. It may even not be a bad idea for Andrea to maybe talk to another attorney. Like, he's probably already, if they're going to court in a few weeks, they've clearly already signed the retainer. But I don't know, maybe Andrea needs to get a little bit of a third opinion, or something from other resources, because this is not looking good. I'm sorry to say that. I wish I had better news. But it's more important to know that this is the potential right now and see if you can, in some way, prevent it from being so crappy. Thank you for that question. I hope that helps. Oops. Kian. Oh, Kian, I don't speak Farsi, but I know a little bit because my husband is half Persian. So I know, like, like Zudbash. like, like I know that. And, some of those little words that people just kind of say on a regular basis. But no, I can't understand a full Farsi conversation. Kian, welcome in. You're welcome here, whether you're Iranian or Arabic or Aryan. I don't care where you're from. I mean, I love that you're from Iran because I have family in Iran. And it's a beautiful country. And I am aware that just because the government does not get along with many of their own people or a lot of the rest of the world doesn't mean that the people of Iran are bad people. I know a lot of good people in Iran. So welcome in. I hope you feel comfortable here. Nobody coming to this channel is ever going to get any kind of hate from me if they're not, Caucasian. You're fine. You're safe here. All right. All right. Divine timing. What advice can I get from my day at work? Could we have some work day advice for divine timing, please? Work day advice for divine timing. Well, take a deep breath. I felt that come in right away. I was feeling the need for taking a deep breath. Take a deep breath. What does divine timing need to know for their work day? What's some advice for the work day for divine timing? Workday advice. Just workday advice, please. Okay. Oh, Ace of Rods coming in. That's great. If you're talking about anything, but workday advice is really nice to start with an Ace of Rods because the Ace of Rods is like the Ace of Wands and it's the thumbs up card. There's going to be an opportunity for something and it's probably like a creative endeavor or a solution to something or inspiration, a spark of inspiration. So it's also kind of like the bippity boppity boo. While you're at work today, think about that scene in the Disney Cinderella movie, and the fairy godmother is just like waving the magic wand and everything is working out and turns a pumpkin into a carriage. That's your energy today. All right. That's what you want to be bringing because that's what you can most easily harness today if you know that it's available. If you're like, oh, okay, let's do it, it's going to be there for you to be used as a tool today. And it is going to change. This is a Knight of Pentacles in reverse, so it is going to change your momentum a little bit here. It's going to cause you to maybe change course a little bit. It could cause you to stop and take a little break before moving on, or it could cause you to move a little bit faster in getting things done. The Sun in reverse coming in here. I'm thinking that this is going to be, and then the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this could be a really good opportunity for you. We had a few of these cards in the Third Eye Thursday reading today. And they're coming out as a reminder right now. You are going to be called to shift your perspective a bit at work. Be ready for miracles, okay? Assume that everything is going to work out wonderfully and you can handle whatever comes along, and you're just ready to bippity boppity boo all over the place, okay? Harness that energy, because it's going to pull you out of any creative stagnation that you may have been experiencing, any doldrums that you may have been experiencing lately. It's going to help pull you out of that and get you kind of juiced up and like ready to get back in there and do some works of love. And I'm hearing that coming through. When we have an opportunity to work to make money, it does not matter if you are the President of the United States or if you sweep the floors in, a school. You can act in ways where you're doing it out of love, and it changes the entire game. So when you start doing that, and that's what you're being asked to focus on today, is this bippity boppity boo, acting on works of love. Fully appreciate what you're actually contributing. It's probably bigger than you have been giving yourself credit for. And run with that energy, okay? That's your work advice today. That's going to bring the play back. That's going to bring the fun and joy and liveliness back. Two of Rods coming in reverse here. Yeah, it's shifting your perspective. It's shifting your way. It's like you're looking in this direction and you're seeing work this way, and then you look over here and you're like, oh, let's go this way. So that's your advice. That's your work advice today. I hope that helped. Yeah, and then we're going to end it on the Ace of Swords. So much truth and clarity in this message coming through today. That's definitely for you. Ace of Rods, Ace of Swords. Inspiration, insight, clarity, truth, magic. Thank you for that question. Thank you for that answer. Thank you, Mila. Thank you, Kian. Hey, Gita. Nice to see you in here. Okay. Love and family life. Could we have a love and family life reading for Gita, please? These. Okay. Could we have a love and family reading for Gita, please? Huh. Okay, Page of Wands in reverse. And then the Five of Cups. And then Strength. And Temperance. Okay, so if you are feeling in any way unmotivated or disappointed, you gotta kind of pull up your bootstraps a little bit and trudge through this one, okay? You need to offer your love and family life a bit of temperance. So you need to either cool things off a little bit or warm things up a little bit. There definitely is the feeling of like just general drudgery with these two cards together. Like things didn't work out with something, and because they didn't work out, now there's no enthusiasm for anything. That needs to be tempered a bit. Okay, you gotta kind of push through whatever that is. Now, I don't know if that is where you are now or if that's about to happen. When you're talking about love and family, it almost feels a little bit like maybe I'm going to give an example of a possible situation that these cards could pertain to. Like, let's say a husband and wife have children and they want to plan a fun day at the park, and they pack their picnic basket, and then they get to the park and it pours down rain and the day is ruined and everybody is hungry and cold and wet, and now they don't know what to do, right? And then they get in the car and they go to the next spot, they try to go to the next spot, and they have a flat tire. And it's like just not working, right? In that scenario, it's going to be your job right now to kind of get people back on board with switching gears. Okay, there's a switching gears kind of energy coming through with this one. And that's going to be your job to do. I don't think that your romantic partners or your family members are going to be able to do that. I think it's yours. And there's some truth. Oh boy. So this could be the disappointment of finding about something that you didn't know was happening. Could have been some kind of a betrayal, some kind of secret, and it must be a family or relationship secret that you're just going to find out about, and that's really going to dampen the doorstep. You know, it's really going to drag things down and make things pretty disappointing. Either that just happened or it's about to. And when it does, it is your job to kind of maintain composure for everyone. Like, get everybody to be like, okay, we can sit here and we can focus on all of the negatives, or we can figure out a solution and move forward with this. The High Priestess. When I see these two often come together for some reason, the Seven of Swords and the High Priestess, because it has to do with hidden information. Both of them do. You got to consider anything that you've maybe been in denial over. When the High Priestess comes in reverse, consider that you have been feeling like maybe there are some red flags and you haven't been fully listening to them, but your red flags and your assumptions might be correct. Hold your cards close. Don't give too much. That's part of the temperance here. You're not going to go and do everything for everyone to fix this problem. You're still going to protect yourself and hold your boundaries, but you're going to hold people accountable as well. That's part of the temperance, is holding others accountable. And then you have the Magician. The time is right. No matter how disappointing this is, it's the right time to activate what is needed for the highest good. So keep that in mind. You have everything you need in order to succeed through whatever this situation is. And because of your potential success, by harnessing this information and harnessing the tools, you're going to find yourself in a better place than you imagined you could be. So see how that plays out in your love and family life, because it's a pretty clear message. I just don't know which aspects of your family and love it's pertaining to, but you would know that. So if it hasn't happened already, consider some of the red flags or thoughts you've been having about maybe being suspicious about something, or maybe you have a little understanding that there is hidden information, and then follow up on that and see what needs to be done there. Okay? Thank you for that question, and thank you for that answer. And by the way, I didn't start off, usually I like to start off by saying how, like what I'm experiencing internally as I'm pulling the cards. And when I picked this deck up, um, I suddenly had the feeling of oppression. It felt very oppressive. So whatever this secret is has been extremely oppressive, and it has been um, maybe greater than you think, than you give it credit for. You know, it's got more of an impact than you were allowing yourself to see. So keep that in mind as well. Okay? All right. Who is next up? Louis, Jesus loves you guys. Repent and believe. Motivational vibes, okay, true. Can you ask your spirits if Jesus is the Son of God? Sure. Is Jesus the Son of God? Interesting. The moon comes out for this. The high priestess comes out for this. The Two of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Wands. Wow. Yeah. Wow. So Jesus is more than just the Son of God. Jesus is the way, okay? For many people, Jesus creates a path, a way to get closer to God. Jesus illuminates things beyond the veil, things that we don't understand, tries to be the messenger for that, gives us clarity, removes the blindfold, okay? Brings love and passion and urgency. This is the passion for God, all right? Then you have the Five of Swords, which is defeat. What does that mean for you in terms of asking about Jesus? Jesus is the recognition of the defeat of man. You know, we are men. We are not God, like as the end all be all in the way that we understand. That being said, we are made of God. God is in all of us, right? And then you've got the devil in reverse, meaning Jesus is what breaks us away from the falsehoods and attachments and addictions and the things that pull us away from God. So there's the answer to your question from Spirit. I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you for that question. Okay. Thank you, Mila Mila. I'm glad you came back, Nightfall Vibes. I hope that was a good reading for you. Divine Timing, you're welcome. Gita, how are you? I hope you heard your reading. Sometimes, Divine Timing, sometimes they are the shadow side of the card meaning. Good morning, Stephen. How are you doing? You're welcome, Louie. All right, guys. You too. You too. So, does anyone else have a question? I've got time for one more reading, and then I'm going to go let everyone have a wonderful Thursday. before I come back to see you again tomorrow. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat box now, and I will read one more. I see a couple people dropping off. So I'm going to just kind of give it like I think a 5-second countdown is too short because I've missed a couple of questions at the last second. So I'm going to do a 10-second countdown. I'm just watching the timer at, let's see. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions in. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out today, guys. Thank you so, oh, there's divine timing. You have a great day too. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in. Please consider subscribing and sharing this with your friends. It's a huge help to me. I will see you tomorrow for the Friday 5, and I'm excited for that one. I love that one. Okay, take care.